Imagine waking up tomorrow. Every salary, every mortgage, every business loan, every credit card payment, every ATM withdrawal, every wire transfer, every dollar passes through a bank that you own. Every second. Millions of people trust your banks with their life savings. But here's the terrifying part. If your banking network shuts down, even for just 1 hour, entire economies could come to a stop. Banks aren't giant vaults full of cash. In reality, they're some of the most profitable businesses ever created. Every day, people deposit money. Businesses borrow money. Families buy homes. Companies expand. Governments issue bonds. And behind every one of those transactions, banks earn money. Now imagine, instead of owning one bank, you suddenly own every bank on earth. Not just local banks, every commercial bank, every investment bank, every digital bank, every ATM, every branch, every vault, every loan, every credit card, every financial transaction belongs to you. How rich would you become? Let's find out. Chapter 1, Day 1. You wake up, and your phone refuses to stop ringing. The presidents of the world's biggest banks want to meet immediately. Governments request emergency meetings. News channels interrupt regular programming. Because overnight, you've become the owner of thousands of banks across every continent. Millions of employees now work for you. Hundreds of millions of customers trust your institutions. Inside your dashboard, numbers move so fast, they're almost impossible to read. Deposits, loans, transfers, investments, everything updates every second. First, it feels impossible. Until your finance team shows you today's expected revenue, your jaw drops. Chapter 2, Your First Billion. Most people think banks make money by storing cash. They don't. Banks make money by lending it. Imagine someone deposits $10,000. That money doesn't just sit inside a vault. The bank lends much of it to someone else. A family buying a house, a company opening a factory, an entrepreneur starting a business. The borrower pays interest. The depositor receives a smaller amount of interest. The difference becomes the bank's profit. Now multiply that across millions of loans, home loans, car loans, business loans, student loans, credit cards. Every single day, interest flows into your empire. Then come ATM fees, international transfers, account maintenance, investment services, currency exchange, business banking, insurance partnerships. By the end of your first month, your banking empire has generated over $20 billion in revenue. But then, reality arrives. Chapter 3. Money isn't the biggest risk. Running banks isn't about making money. It's about protecting trust. Because the moment people stop trusting banks, everything changes. One rumor can trigger millions of withdrawals. One financial crisis can spread across countries. One cyber attack can threaten billions of dollars. Your security team works day and night. Fraud detection, cybersecurity, compliance, risk management. Thousands of experts monitor transactions every second. Then, late one evening, your phone rings. A major country's banking system is under pressure. Customers are panicking. Withdrawals are increasing by the minute. Financial markets begin reacting. The media starts asking one question. Can the world's largest banking empire survive its first crisis? Chapter 4. The First Global Bank Run. The news spreads faster than anyone expected. A viral post claims, one of your biggest banks is running out of money. Within minutes, millions of customers rush to ATMs. Long lines form outside bank branches. People transfer their savings. Businesses delay investments. Stock markets begin falling. The strange part? Nothing is actually wrong. Your banks are financially healthy. But banking is always dependent on one thing: trust. The moment people panic, even the strongest bank can face serious pressure. So instead of staying silent, you make your first public appearance, live, in front of the entire world. Chapter 5, Saving the Financial System. Standing behind a simple podium, you make one promise. Every customer's money is safe. Then you do something no one expected. You instantly increase emergency cash reserves across thousands of branches. Extra cash is delivered to ATMs. Mobile banking servers are upgraded. Customer support teams work around the clock. Every withdrawal is processed without delay. Within 48 hours, the panic disappears. Markets begin recovering. Investors regain confidence. Governments publicly thank your banking network for preventing a financial disaster. That's when you realize people don't trust banks because they hold money. They trust them because they believe they'll always work. And trust becomes your most valuable asset. Chapter 6, The Money Machine. With the crisis over, business accelerates faster than ever. Companies need expansion loans. Families apply for mortgages. Small businesses request funding. International corporations finance billion-dollar projects. Every approved loan earns interest. Every payment generates fees. Every investment creates new income. But you refuse to rely only on traditional banking. You invest billions into technology. AI-powered fraud detection. Instant international payments. Digital-only banking. Biometric security. Financial education tools. Your banks become faster, safer, and cheaper to operate. Operating costs begin falling. Customer satisfaction reaches record highs. Meanwhile, your profits continue climbing. Annual revenue crosses $450 billion. Annual profit exceeds $170 billion. Your company's estimated value passes $4 trillion. But just as everything seems perfect, a new challenge appears. Not from customers, not from criminals, but from governments. Some world leaders begin asking a dangerous question. Should one person really control the world's banking system? Chapter 7, The Governments Push Back. Your banking empire now operates in nearly every country. Millions of businesses rely on your loans. Governments store national reserves in your banks. Families trust you with their life savings. But success creates a new problem. Power. World leaders begin asking the same question. What happens if one person controls global banking? Emergency meetings are held. New regulations are proposed. Some countries threaten to nationalize your local banks. Others want to split your company into hundreds of smaller businesses. Instead of fighting, you do something unexpected. You invite every finance minister and central bank governor to a global summit. There, you announce a new policy. Every country's banking operations will remain locally managed. While your company only provides the technology, security, and infrastructure, the world sees cooperation. Instead of control, markets rally, confidence returns. But the next threat isn't political, it's digital. Chapter 8, The Biggest Cyberattack in History. At exactly 2:17 a.m., thousands of security alerts appear on your screens. An unknown hacker group launches millions of attacks simultaneously. Payment systems, ATMs, mobile banking, credit cards. Everything becomes a target within seconds. Your AI security platform detects unusual activity. Instead of shutting everything down, it isolates every affected network automatically. Compromised servers disconnect. Backup systems activate. Emergency data centers take over. Customers barely notice. The attack fails. Security experts later call it the most sophisticated cyber attack ever attempted. From that day forward, governments begin using your cybersecurity technology to protect their own financial systems. Your company no longer runs banks. It protects the world's economy. Chapter 9, The First $1 Trillion. Years pass. Technology improves. Your banking network becomes almost invisible. Payments happen instantly. International transfers take seconds. AI prevents fraud before it happens. Businesses receive loans within minutes. The world's economy moves faster than ever before. Your financial report arrives. Annual revenue, $620 billion. Annual operating costs, $310 billion. Annual profit, $310 billion. Company valuation, over $12 trillion. Then, for the very first time, your personal net worth crosses $1 trillion. You officially become the richest banker in history. But standing at the top, you realize something. Money was never your greatest achievement. Trust was, because every day, billions of people wake up, use your banks, and never even think about them. That's the sign of a financial system that truly works. Chapter 10, The Day the System Almost Collapsed. For years, your banking empire runs flawlessly. Payments happen instantly. Businesses grow faster than ever. People trust your banks without a second thought. Then, one ordinary Tuesday, everything changes. A massive earthquake strikes one of the world's largest financial hubs. Power grids fail. Communication lines collapse. Several major banking facilities suddenly go offline. Within minutes, stock markets become volatile. Businesses can't process payments. Millions of customers panic. News channels begin broadcasting one terrifying headline. Is the global banking system failing? But years ago, you planned for this exact moment. Every critical banking system has multiple backups. Data instantly shifts to secure facilities on different continents. Payment networks reroute automatically. ATMs continue working. Mobile banking stays online. Within hours, the financial system stabilizes. The crisis is over. People barely realize how close the world came to a complete financial shutdown. Chapter 11, Counting Your Empire. 10 years after becoming the owner of every bank, your empire is unlike anything in history. Let's look at the numbers. Annual revenue, interest income, $360 billion. Business and personal loans, $140 billion. Credit cards and payment services, $80 billion. Investment banking, $110 billion. International transfers and banking fees, $70 billion. Insurance and wealth management, $60 billion. Total annual revenue, $820 billion. Operating expenses, employee salaries, cybersecurity, technology, branch operations, compliance, insurance, infrastructure, maintenance. Total annual expenses, $430 billion. Annual profit. After every expense, your banking empire still earns $390 billion every single year. Company valuation. Global analysts estimate your banking empire is worth more than $15 trillion. Personal net worth. After years of growth, investments, and ownership, your personal wealth reaches $1.4 trillion. You officially become the richest financial entrepreneur in modern history. At the beginning, you thought banks were simply places where people stored money. Now you understand. Banks don't sell cash. They sell trust. Every home purchased, every business started, every salary received, every dream funded begins with confidence. Without trust, money becomes worthless paper. Without confidence, economies stop moving. The greatest asset you ever owned wasn't billions of dollars. It was the trust of billions of people. So, if someone handed you the keys to every bank on Earth, would you accept the responsibility, knowing one mistake could affect billions of lives? Or would you walk away before the pressure became too much? Let me know your answer in the comments. And if you enjoyed this business simulation, subscribe. But the greatest thing you ever owned wasn't money.
Subscribe now. Don't forget to press that button. Thank you so much.